What's up, my friend? Welcome back to another video, and today let's take a quick look at the newest library from Teletone Audio called Tempo. So this is their official drum library that they've used in other walkthroughs and other demo tracks of theirs. And I think a lot of people have been wondering, like, what are those awesome drums that we've been hearing? And Teletone Audio just suddenly dropped this library. So it's pretty cool. I definitely had to get my hands on it because if you're not aware, I am working on some kind of new music that I want to use more percussion elements in it. I want to use more of a poppy style in general. So this library kind of fills that niche for me. So big thanks to Teletone Audio for sending me a copy, and as well, we'll do a giveaway at the very end. So thanks to them for sending us a copy for giving away as well. So let's kind of quickly look at what we see here in the interface. First of all, the library itself is very simple. It opens up as literally just the one patch, and weight-wise, you can see it's very, very light as well, just 55 megabytes. And right off the bat, you can just start playing. The red key range here is the individual elements of the drum kit, whereas the blue key range are the loops. And then if you want to create your own loops or, vary them up a little bit, you can go into the Beatmaker tab and basically automate the different volume parameters. You can do the feel, the spreading, and the tuning. And by the way, definitely check out Teletone Audio's YouTube channel because they have a full walkthrough of all these different elements, very, very in depth. So definitely check those out as well. This is just more of a first look, so you kind of understand what it looks like and feels like when you first start using the library. So let me just play a couple of rhythms here in the red key range first. Then we'll move up to the blue, and you can see how much better it is than I am. So here we go. Okay, so I love how, well, there's lots of things to love about this library so far, but basically the bottom first few blue key switches, or, blue keys here, those are more of the simple, 1 and 3 strong beats, snare on the 2 and 4 type of things. And then as you progress here through the different rhythms, you can see here it starts to become more fill oriented, and it kind of gives you really good presets to kind of build off of and create your own rhythms there. And I just love how you have the ability to go through and actually use the step sequencer to alter every single parameter that you're looking for. And then there's these little, numbers here that give you options for single hits, rolls, and side sticks. So if we just take a look at the snare, for example, let's take a look back at the first rhythm. Let's see, for this, instead of a single hit, we want a roll. So let's have a listen. Oops, sorry, go back to 1. Right, so now you can hear that snare hit is a roll instead. Let's hear a side stick. And so you can definitely do that. And how about the hi-hat? So how about a half open followed by a open accent, or an open on beat 5. That was kind of cool as well. And then they leave number 8 completely empty, so you can copy and paste your patterns into number 8, kind of tweak them if you want to, and use that one basically, which is really nice. So that's the Beatmaker in a very quick nutshell. But then in terms of the kit selection, so you have lots of different options here. You have up to 29 kits. We've just been using the heavy sets so far. Let's take a look at number 2, the close talker. And then in terms of the beat selection, you can go with different types of beats, basically, right? Different styles of phrases and things like that. So maybe let's choose one that is a little different. How about fill more? So we're going to expect probably a few more fills here. Let's have a quick listen. So, yep, that's a fill, all right. Let's go back down to maybe hyped up. Let's see. And that's using kit number 11, which is called assertive. Let's go maybe use sharp attack, that kit. Nice. And then here you can see you can alter the parameter of every single drum element that's currently playing as well. So kick, snare, hi-hat. So let's say the kick is a little bit roomy. I want to turn that down actually. I don't really want as much boominess, you know, in the kick. So I wonder if I can do that. Let's see. So there's compressor here, there's tighten, there's fatten, dip, and clarity. Let's lower the fatten a little bit. Okay, let's up the clarity. So definitely more punchy now. Because I just noticed the room knob was turned all the way down. So there really isn't a reverb, but it's more of just the overall tone of the kick that was a bit rounded to me. So just by lowering the fattenness and bumping up the clarity, which is introducing some high end, you can basically tweak the kick to your own liking there. So that's how you would basically, you know, tweak the different elements for these different drum kit parts. And then up here, this is where the sound design element really comes into play, is that you can map these different parameters to the mod wheel and the pitch wheel. One of the really cool ones is like chaos, and you should see Jeremy kind of play with this in his walkthrough video. But let me go back to the heavy, or let's go back to the sticky tack. Let's say, let's go to just the regular tempo patch. So let's hear regular, and then let's push up the chaos, or let's bring in the chaos, and then we'll play around with the pitch wheel. Okay, so have to listen to this. So you can see there we have this stuttering type of effect on the snare. So you can go like, kind of like that, right? I mean, that in itself is so cool, so revolutionary. I don't actually know if other libraries kind of do this sort of thing, but the fact that you can create this sort of glitchy effect in this library alone is really neat. So you don't even have to use external plugins and automation to go through this sort of process. You can just experiment with just this little you know, patch, and just by doing it here. So that's chaos, and then there's focus. Let's kind of hear a bit of that as well. Maybe let's bring in a bunch of these here. So. Let me point out, so focus, this one I believe brings in the high elements if you push the pitch wheel all the way up, and it brings in only the low elements if you bring it all the way down. So let's push it up. You only get the snare and the hi-hats all the way down. You only get the kick, right? So you can alter it that way as well. And then filter obviously is kind of a low pass filter, high pass filter. So bring it down. You get the low pass, vice versa when you bring it up. So you get those basic elements there, those sound shaping. And then for mod wheel, Jeremy mentioned in the walkthrough, it's a kind of a two-part thing. So first of all, you select what you want, what parameter you want to alter. I think tuning is probably the easiest one to demonstrate. And then if I ride the mod wheel, you'll notice that nothing is really happening actually. And that's because I haven't actually mapped the tuning to the beat maker yet. So all of these parameters are currently mapped to velocity. So if I map the tuning or the kick to tune now, and then I push it up here, so I, you know, make it make it tuned up a little bit, and then bring it down over here, you can hear it's a lot lower there. And then the snare, maybe let's tune that. Turn this one up, and this one even higher. Let's have a listen. Sounds really weird, but you know. And then you can just make it more extreme with the mod wheel. So this is completely normal. Bring out the mod wheel. And there you go. Really cool. And then up here, let me just press reset all drum details. So I think we're back to the regular. Yeah, we're back to the regular default settings, I believe. Okay, one more thing I want to mention here. So how can you actually create a bunch of loops with variations on the fly, right? So, you know, on this blue key range, I can basically play the one key, and on the red key range is showing that loop basically playing. Then if you want to add in a little fill at the end of a phrase, you can simply play legato style. So you overlap the current note with a new note, then it's going to override the first loop with a new one. And then as soon as you let go of the new one, it's going to default back to the initial one. So for example, if I play a C, then I play a B, or sorry, then an A, which would be slot number 7, I believe. Actually, no, it's slot number 6, but whatever. So you heard that little fill there, right? Fill, 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 let go, back to loop number 1. Let's start on loop 2, actually. And now I'm going to use number 7, slot number 7, as the fill. So let's go to the beat maker and take a look at this. Right now we're on beat number 2. Let's go to number 7. And then back to number 2, right? And all of this was while I was holding down the D, or the beat number 2 key. And then the 8th, we already talked about how it's kind of like an empty shell. So this one will still activate the loop even though nothing will be playing, but you can use it as a moment of silence, right? So for example, back to 1, and then we press number 8. So 1, 2, 3, silent, back to 1. Silence, 1, and so on and so forth. And just like, you know, many other libraries, this library is also tempo synced, so you don't have to worry about adjusting the BPM to match your tempo of your DAW. But yeah, that's basically it. Very, very quick overview of this library. Again, definitely check out the full walkthrough on the Teletone Audio YouTube channel. They have a variety of different videos covering all these different aspects, and I highly recommend you checking them out. I would say that out of all the Teletone libraries so far, this one definitely feels like it has the most work, the most love, the most attention paid to it. Maybe not in terms of the samples, but in terms of like all the ability, all the tweaking ability you have with this library. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of different sample sets here that you can play around with, and they actually say you can probably get 90% of your music done just by using the samples included in this library. But I think where it really shines is in the beat maker, how flexible the library is overall, how you can affect and tune and, you know, just put effects on really any element you want on the drum kit. You can swap out the different kits for different sounds, choose the different styles of loops. And the sound design elements opens up a whole new world of basically just having fun with a drum kit in general. So really cool stuff. So yeah, definitely show Teletone Audio some love. They're coming up with some really interesting niche libraries that are appealing to a lot of composers, so I can highly recommend their stuff. I believe their very first library was the, I think it was a piano library. I think it is the, let me quickly see if I remember correctly. Was it the Golden Age Grand? It might have been, or it might have been the Postcard piano or something. But one of those small piano libraries, and then they've continued to just elaborate and expand their product line, which is really cool to see. It's just a wonderful age, honestly, nowadays for sample library developers to come up with new products and really fill in holes where the big guys haven't really touched yet. So anyway, I'm rambling, but let's get into the giveaway. Same 3 rules as usual. Number 1, make sure you fill out the form below, enter your details there, and I will email you within a couple of days to let you know if you are the winner and who the winner is. Number 2, leave a comment below and let me know why you want this library, what you would use this library for. I'd love to hear your thoughts there. And number 3, as always, please leave a like on the video. It always helps the channel and it's greatly appreciated. So thank you again for watching. I'll catch you in the next video and take care. Bye-bye.